Oh, this has got no ink in it. Okay, so we've got minus 2d times d cubed c squared minus 4dc squared plus 2d squared c plus c squared dc squared minus 3d to the power 4. Okay. No, I'm not good at math. I just know how to do this math. Okay. So basically, that is what it looks like, right? And my writing's not the best. But basically, if you separate it, so you do the two brackets separately, like that. So you do one bracket first and then the other one. And then you want to sort of like, you see where there's minuses and pluses? You want to sort of you want to separate them out. So it would be d cubed c squared minus 4dc squared 2d squared c. Okay, so I've basically done that bracket and I've separated it out into all the different components. Okay, then I'm going to put minus 2d here and I'm going to make a nice little table. And all this table is me timesing all of those ones by minus 2d, okay? So then you want to just times that out. So you've got, I wish I knew how to do this kind of maths. I can get up to there. Then I'm assuming it's minus 2d times d cubed c cubed. So it will be minus 2d times d cubed. D cubed is d quarter. And then c squared. And then you just want to go through all of them. And if they've got numbers at the start, you want to just times them together. So minus 4 times minus 2 is 8. Yeah, just search it up if you don't understand. Then d squared, c squared. And then we got minus 4d cubed c. So I've just expanded, so I just times that by all of those three there to get these ones. So then you've got, see how I did minus 2d times d cubed c squared. So minus 2, there's nothing to start that one, so the minus 2 just stays the same. Then you've got d there, and you've got d cubed there, so you need to multiply them. So you've got d cubed times d, which would be d to the power of 4. And if you don't understand that, I'll help you out. So d cubed can be written as d times d times d. D squared would be 2d's, and then a third one would be d cubed. And then what you're doing is you're timesing it by another d. And you see how you've literally just done the 3d's there, where the 3d's to make d cubed. You've done the 3d's there to get d cubed, and then you just timed it by another d, and that combined will be d to the power of 4. And then you see how there's nothing to times the c by, so the c just stays the same. You want to do that, but with all of these, okay, shut up, hubby gubby. And then you message in my Discord. Then all you're going to want to do is on another line write those out. So I've got d, and then yeah, see how I just write that one there, and then if it has nothing at the start, you want to do plus 8d squared c squared and then minus 4d cubed c. So how do I combine the first and second bracket? So you want to multiply them out separately, write the whole like the answer, like you know how I got these ones. You want to write those on the line like I did here. Then you want to write these ones after it, and then once you've done that, you can then combine the terms that are the same. And I'll just quickly do this and I'll show you which terms would be the same. So obviously you want to do another table if you want to. And then we're minus 3d to 4, so that'd be dc4 minus 3d equals c. Then you just want to add them to that. Okay, and then you want to basically look for any terms that could be the same. Okay, so here I've got minus 2d to the power of 4 c squared. I've got minus 3d to the power of 4 c squared. You see, ignore the numbers at the start, but you see how we've got d to the power of 4 and c squared there. D to the power of 4 and c squared there. So you got the answer. That's because I'm amazing at maths. So you've got those two terms. You can now combine them by, you've got -2 plus